Hello Aquarius, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of December 11th through December 17th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Okay, so we're going to find out what it is that you need to know this week. What is the kind of most important situation? What is the biggest challenge before you? What is the fight of your life that's coming? What is the message? What is the energy coming through? And here's what we've got. We've got some devil energy. Okay, so this could go a few different ways. So let's put that into some context with our Dove and Serpent spread. And that is, as usual, going to include a mystery card, a bonus card, confirmation card. Ooh, a lot of major arcana here today. So this mystery card, we're going to put that right there. We're not going to look at that until the very end, so stick around to the end of the video. And hopefully that will, tie the reading together or give us the confirmation that we're looking for right at the end, okay? So we have some majors, we have some fire, some earth, we've got some majors, we've got some water, air, and earth. So it looks like there's, a fair amount of earth cards today. So I think right away this really is going to be about kind of grounding your expectations, putting your plans into action, really, feeling yourself right here in this moment and becoming aware of the situation and aware of how it's manifesting. Okay, so the first thing that we see is this devil energy. So I wonder if there isn't possibly a Capricorn person in your life. I wonder if there might be some kind of intensity going on with this person. If this might be someone either with whom you feel a very strong attraction, almost to the point where you kind of can't get them out of your head a little bit. I feel like there's a very strong, like draw from this person, okay? And I think that it might be a Capricorn person. It could be an earth sign person. But I feel like the relationship between the two of you is just really, really heated, really dramatic, really intense. A lot of passion there, okay? And I know I can hear it already, the groans. Oh no, a relationship reading, here it comes. Well, sometimes the readings are going to be about your relationships, right? But I think that this week, the part of the focus at least, okay? Now the reading is going to kind of change and evolve as we go. But at least right away, initially, there is this intensity between you and someone else. It may not be romantic, right? It could be a business relationship. It could be something in your personal life. It could be a friend or a family member. But there's this real intensity between the two of you. And I don't know if this is something that is, negative or positive. I don't know if this intensity is because there is some kind of conflict, if there's some kind of disagreement, or if this is because the two of you are just really vibing with each other right now, right? But there's a very intense situation going on with this Capricorn person or this earth sign person, okay? Something's really drawing the two of you together. And, looking at some of these other cards, because we have so much earth, it seems to me like it might be related to some kind of a business partnership or something that's going to have some tangible physical results, okay? And that could be romantic too. It could actually be that this intensity is some kind of tension, maybe a sexual tension between the two of you that is eventually going to manifest, okay? But what we see crossing that devil card this week is this 8 of discs. Now this is saying, yes, okay, things may proceed in the physical realm if you choose to go that way. If you choose to manifest this energy, do so in a very cautious, calm, a deliberate, a well thought out manner, okay? With the 8 of discs here, it's all about prudence. It's all about taking your time. It's all about not getting carried away, because this devil energy has a tendency to just kind of rush forward, not think too much about where it's going. It just wants to create, right? It wants to have that experience. It wants to manifest that intensity in any way possible. It's a very creative card. It's a very unrestrained card, okay? There's a lot of energy, a lot of force and fire in this card here. And this is all about taking all of that fiery passion and manifesting it in the earth plane, okay? Because this card represents Capricorn, which is that cardinal earth. It's that fiery earth quality, okay? But you're really being counseled to take it slow, Okay. And, you know, this doesn't necessarily need to be a relationship. This could be an intensity that you're feeling. It could be an intensity for you to manifest whatever this intense, passionate energy that you have within is. Okay, so this could be some creative impulses within you. But it feels to me initially that it's between you and another person, that there's some kind of tension there that is just kind of begging to be expressed, begging to manifest, right? With the Eight of Discs, definitely counseled to take it slow. Okay, don't rush into anything. Don't let this kind of unbridled lust and passion and this devil energy run wild, right? You need to keep it in check a little bit. What we see in the recent past is Ten of Cups. This may be related to kind of this feeling like you've had enough of something, right? Maybe in your current situation or the past maybe week, couple weeks, you've had this feeling like the situation you're in right now is not really doing it for you. It's almost like you've hit the maximum, you've kind of peaked in the current situation, and it's just not satisfying anymore. It's just not kind of what you want, right? It's not hitting the spot. It's not fulfilling you. So I feel like there's been a little bit of this, not disappointment, but of just feeling like I've done everything there is to do in this situation. There's really nowhere else for us to go. It's kind of like a dead end thing. Okay. And this could still be in your professional life, could be a career situation, could be in your personal life with a romantic relationship, or, you know, something where you are maybe expecting a little more progress, a little bit higher accomplishment here, or more achievement, or deeper feelings, or just something more beyond this the kind of basic level that you're at now. So it's almost like you've peaked in this situation, okay, like I've said, and there's not really much else for you to experience here. Okay, so that is a little bit of disappointment. That is a little bit of this idea that, you know, I was expecting more. I thought there would be more fulfillment, more satisfaction, more passion, more deep emotional connection, right? Because these are cups, so this is about that. This is about maybe the emotional component. Maybe the situation you're in just doesn't have that intensity that you're looking for, okay? But I see with this devil energy that there is this maybe opportunity, this new tension, new passion that's coming in this week. And it's going to be a very strong feeling. And it must be quite intense if we're seeing this Eight of Discs kind of crossing its path to say, whoa, let's calm it down and let's take it down a notch, okay? Because I think it's going to be that intense. What we see at the top of the path of the dove here is this Five of Swords, and this is in the position of kind of like what's at the forefront of your mind? What's your real focus right now? And I think that this is related to that Ten of Cups, the situation that you're currently in, or like, you know, the last week kind of situation. What has brought you to the reading today, essentially? Is this feeling like your expectations have been kind of dashed? A little bit of disappointment there. There's some mental stress, some anxiety, I think, because you're in this Ten of Cups situation and it's just not doing it anymore. It's just not fulfilling. It feels like there's no room for growth, right? No room for progress, no room for any more spark or intensity or chemistry. Okay, it's like you've kind of peaked in this situation. Now, again, this could be a work situation. It could be in terms of maybe your current relationship or your previous relationship. Maybe you've already gotten out of that situation because this card is in the past. Okay, it could be that this is kind of all coming together now and in the next few days. But I feel like your focus is really on this kind of disappointment or this mental stress, this anxiety that just says, you know, why am I still in this situation? Why am I staying in this situation? Why was I in that situation for so long? And what do I do now? And it's the stress of, maybe going with what you know, going with what was comfortable and had a certain stability to it, even if it was somewhat lackluster, not a lot of spontaneity, not a lot of new growth there, not a lot of passion, or not a lot of chemistry anymore, right? It's just it's reached its maximum, and it doesn't seem to be enough, really. And so there's this kind of turmoil within you about what you should do, where you should focus, what you should do now with all of this devil energy that's coming in, right? This real intense passion, kind of has no shame, no guilt, doesn't care how it works it out, how it manifests. It just wants to be expressed, right? It's that kind of passion, that kind of love and lust and energy. But what we see at the bottom of things here, underneath it all, is this Ace of Discs. Now, this is giving me a little bit of a clue that it could be a business or a professional situation that we're talking about. But with the discs or the pentacles, it's still kind of uncertain, because while the earth is the earth element, the physical realm, right? The earth element also contains and balances and kind of is some of that glue that holds everything together. It's the material that's kind of stuck together with everything. So this could represent an emotional or intellectual or a spiritual opportunity, okay? But having this card at the bottom of the Path of the Dove is telling me that you inwardly, in your true self, in your heart of hearts, you're ready for something new, okay? I think unconsciously, or maybe just at that subconscious, just at that threshold where you're starting to feel it, but you haven't quite shined the light on it and acknowledged it, that yes, you're ready for something new. You're ready to move on. You're ready for this really intense, passionate energy, right? And whether this is in a new career, whether this is a new creative endeavor, whether this is a new romantic relationship, either way, whichever scenario resonates with you, you're ready for this intensity. You're ready to start something new with the hopes that it will manifest this intense passion, that this intensity, this chemistry will be fully realized, and that you will get out of this Ten of Cups feeling, this feeling like you've kind of peaked and there's nothing coming next, right? Like this is it. You've reached your zenith. So the Ace of Discs, yes, I think you are ready for something new. I think this is something that you need to consider. Try shining that light of consciousness on this card and acknowledging this impulse. If it is something that you're feeling, if you are kind of ready for that new opportunity, ready for something new, planting the seed of what could be a better future for you, right? And then in the immediate future position of the Path of the Dove, we see this Fool card. The spiritual wanderer, the adventurer, the errant knight, just this tremendous opportunity, this tremendous impulse to explore, to take risks, to be creative, to experiment, to try those new things, even if they don't work out. Even if you have to go through several different scenarios to find what really works for you, this Fool is ready for that, okay? So in the immediate future, it really seems like you're going to take the risk, you're going to take the leap, take the plunge, you're going to go for it, whatever it is, if it's professional or personal. I feel like I've been having to make that kind of, that distinction a lot in my readings, because these aren't specifically career readings, these aren't specifically romantic relationship readings. This is a general reading, so it's going to take in a lot of energy. And we're dealing with a lot of cards here. We do 10 cards plus 1, so it's a lot of different factors here. Okay? And I think for some of you, this may resonate more in terms of your personal romantic relationships. For others, it's going to resonate more in your professional kind of career or work-related relationships. Okay? But there's definitely this impulse to try something new. And there's definitely this Fool in the future who's going to go a-wandering and is kind of only going to just take with them whatever they can carry and go, right? It's almost like this kind of, it's not going to be a decision that requires a lot of careful planning, right? It's almost like you have this impulse to just one day put all your personal belongings into a little box and head out of the building into your car and drive away, right? Or you're just going to pack one small suitcase and you're going to take off. Okay, it's kind of that impulsive energy, right? Where it's just whatever you can grab. It kind of reminds me of Steve Martin in that one movie. I don't remember the movie, where he takes a couple of things and he's out the door, right? So that's the impulse anyway. But we're being counseled not to really run away with that energy, okay? So we're being counseled with this aid of just saying, no, you just do some planning, right? Don't just rush off. Don't just grab, your backpack and your car keys and run out of the door. Do a little bit more planning, a little bit more thinking of this thing through. And especially with this 5 of Swords up here, I feel like you are doing that now. I feel like you're currently in the process of sorting this out mentally and trying to come to terms, maybe intellectually, with what is going on and what you are going to be doing in the future, what path you're going to take. But really the only emotional component that we have here is this feeling, feeling of being full. It's almost like you've experienced as much as you can in this relationship. There's really nowhere else to go emotionally. Okay, and this is the only water card we have here, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, this is the only cups, the only water-related card that we have. So I'm feeling like you're doing a lot of intellectual work, a lot of mental work, a lot of reasoning, a lot of logic, kind of weighing the options, pros and cons list kind of thing. But the only feeling that you're really acknowledging or that's really there is this feeling of fullness, this feeling of kind of you've already felt everything that you could feel, right? And so when you reach this 10 of Cups stage, which again I feel like you've reached this maybe in the last few days, there's really no feeling left, right? That's that what I say, when you become sugar, you can no longer taste sugar. So I feel like you've hit the end of the road in this current relationship and there's just no feeling left, right? You've felt everything that was potentially there. Everything has been realized that was potential, and now you're not feeling anything, kind of, right? Does that make sense? But this is the only water that we see. So it's not even really about new emotions beginning. Now this mystery card could be some water. Okay, I'm kind of hoping that it is some water, because then because the way it's looking now is that you're dissatisfied in your current situation. You feel this tension, this lust, this passion building, and you're going to take advantage of that opportunity. It's giving you this impulse to just go, to just act on it. But I see that you are holding yourself back a little bit, and you're considering logically the implications of this devil energy, this impulse, right? But I feel like you are ready. You are ready for something new. So there's a lot going on here. Let's look at the path of the serpent and see if we can get some more clues into, what else is going on within you, what else you might be dealing with this week, okay? The first card we see, General Energy, 7 of Discs. This is really a sense of being in a failed relationship, honestly, right? This is a failure of things to really manifest the benefits that you were expecting, okay? This is, I think you had some really great expectations, really high hopes, and they haven't materialized, okay? And this is, of course, we have the beginning of the path of the dove, the beginning of the path of the serpent. These two cards really do go hand in hand with each other. You were expecting more. You thought there would be more passion, more connection, more spark, more chemistry, but it's not manifesting. It's not being realized. It's just not there. It's missing, right? So I think this is your general energy now, and this is the feeling that's permeating your soul at the moment, is this feeling like like things just failed. You know, you tried and you had these hopes, you had these expectations, but that spark just wasn't there. And, you know, this is an obvious statement, but that shit happens, right? Sometimes there's, you know, people on paper, everything looks great, right? But sometimes when we are in a relationship, again, it could be a relationship with the company that you work for, your employer, or your career path. Could be in your personal life with a romantic partner, okay? Could be either side of the coin. But sometimes it looks good on paper, but in practice, when we're actually in it and doing it, we're just not feeling it. That chemistry is just not there. It's a subtle kind of fire that's missing, right? And speaking of fire, there's not a lot of fire here. Now, the next card that we're getting to is some fire, but I want to remind us of this devil energy, because this was that fire, right? That spark, that subtle kind of connection, that feeling when you're in the moment and things are working and you feel that fire, you feel that spark. And this devil card, this energy, is really that fiery spark trying to manifest, right? It's something that you're really trying to connect with, trying to achieve in your life. And then with these two very passive cards, the Ten of Cups and the Seven of Discs, there is no fiery spark there. There is no active component to this energy. It is without that fiery spark. Does that make sense? So I think the devil energy is really talking about you trying to manifest that passion and that connection, that chemistry, that spark, that subtle something that tells us that this relationship really is kind of more than just what it says on paper. Okay. Now the next card we're going to look at is this Princess of Wands. Now this is fire, right? This is kind of rather dramatic fire, right? Rather mischievous fire. A rather kind of a risk taker, okay? And I feel like this is, I mean, it's in the position of your relationships with other people now. So it really is telling me that you're looking for this opportunity, right? This new opportunity with the Ace to express your inner fire, that passion, to find this connection and really realize that kind of spark, that passion in a relationship. And this card is just echoing all of that. This is the Princess of Wands, okay? So this is the earthy aspect of the suit of wands, of the fire. Now, I hope I'm not getting too technical, but with this major arcana card, the devil, this is the fiery aspect of earth, okay? This is the earthy aspect of fire. So these two cards really are talking about the same thing, but one is kind of the potential, the more as yet unrealized energy, right? The potential energy there for you to manifest this passion, to find and to fully realize this spark in a relationship. And this is you finding relationships that will draw that passion and that spark out of you. So I really feel like all of this together is saying that, yes, you are seeking out these kinds of relationships, and I think that you will really ultimately find the right situation for you that has this passion, that has this emotional component to it, this intensity, this chemistry, okay? It's sounding more and more like a relationship reading as we go, but, ultimately I think it is. But whether this relationship is in your professional life or your personal life, I don't know. It seems to me more on the personal side of things, but, with some of these, the way these cards are aligned and the configuration here, it could very well be a professional situation. Now, the next card we see is another major arcana card. This is some Jupiter energy. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, but this is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns. Okay, so I don't know if you have this maybe an unconscious fear of success in a way. This this slight apprehension to manifest this spark, this passion, this fiery energy. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit of a fear or an anxiety about going out on these new adventures, right? Seeking out these new opportunities, taking advantage of these opportunities. Because this Fool is air. This is all about just pure air energy, right? Just expanding in every direction with no concern for consequences, no concern for risk. Just the air expands to fill whatever container it's in, right? So if the entire world is your oyster, right, you're going to be expanding into every corner of that world, right? And that is the taking in of all experience, the denying of nothing, the turning down of nothing. Everything is for you, and everything is there to be experienced. And, there may be risks involved, sure. But I think there is also that expansiveness with this Jupiter energy, right? Because Jupiter is expansive. It's kind of, airy in that way. But there's more faith and hope and trust involved with this Wheel of Fortune energy. So I think this in some way is you just kind of abandoning yourself to the flow of this air, to this expansiveness, just trusting in the process, trusting in kind of your soul to guide you in a way to these new experiences. This is the faith and trust that you have in this devil energy, that you're seeking out things that will be for your benefit, that will be good for you, that will contribute to your spiritual, emotional, mental, physical growth, right? Your well-being. And so this is just that apprehension, a little bit of fear of kind of putting faith into the process, putting the faith and the trust in ourselves and in the universe, and in this sense of just kind of going with the flow of the air, right? Just abandoning a little bit of our need for control, moving past a little bit of this kind of logical reasoning, right? This inner debate that we're trying to sort out what to do and what's the right thing to do and pros and cons. And this is kind of just, look, surrender to the process and just see where life takes you. And that could be a little bit of a frightening thing. But what we see next is that health and wellness and well-being, the emotional, mental, spiritual, the physical harmony and well-being and fulfillment, the full realization of yourself, of your soul, of your spirit, of your life path. This is the major arcana, the 19th mystery of the tarot, the Sun card. And the sun is kind of the physical manifestation of that spiritual sun, right? The spiritual source of all life and light and warmth and love and health and well-being and guidance. So this sun card is really has a lot of meanings. But primarily we can look at this as you becoming fully realized, that you are expanding yourself, you are becoming who you were meant to be. I know that sounds fairly cliche. Even as I said it, I realized how cliche that was. But this is a return to that wholeness, that wellness, that confidence. This is also shining this light, because we were talking about the light being shined onto the more unconscious parts of yourself. Shining the light on what's really within. Is this Ace of Discs really there? This readiness for something new, this desire for something new, the kind of unconscious will that you want something new. You're ready for this adventure. You're ready for this Fool energy. You're ready to embrace this Jupiter, this Wheel of Fortune energy. You're really willing to kind of put yourself out there and not be shy about what it is that you want and about what you desire, right? And definitely use this solar energy, this manifested sun, this light of your own consciousness, to accept the part of you that really wants this kind of chemistry and spark and passion. Okay? It's not a time to push that down into the darkness or to deny that. It's about accepting who we are, accepting what happiness means to us, what our fulfillment looks like. And this is your ultimate fulfillment, right? You're being who you are, and you're just radiating your own light and love out into the world. And I think this is a really good card to end with, but we still have that mystery card. I wonder if the mystery card is going to be a Nine of Cups. I think that would be appropriate, or maybe an Empress. Maybe, I think any kind of water would be really very appropriate here for this mystery card. So let's just see what this is. Well, this is more fire, but that's all right. This is a six of wands here. And I think with the fire that we had, and the fire that we had is really kind of, like we said, it's indicating like that impulsiveness, that intense desire and lust and passion that doesn't have a lot of restraint, right? Doesn't have a lot of direction, and it's up to you to kind of channel that into the appropriate, healthy, kind of holistic pathways, right? So with the Six of Wands here, this is really about the perfect balance of that fire energy. Okay, it's not going to burn the whole house down. This is a very controlled situation, right? And I think that this card is confirming for us today that using some of this Eight of Discs is the appropriate way to go. Be a little cautious, be a little prudent. Definitely use the Sun card to shine a light on what you really want. Don't be shy. But do it in a very balanced way, very confident way, a way that is as much concerned for your safety, your well-being, your health, your vitality, as you are for fulfilling this passionate aspect, right? This devil energy just wants to rush forward and manifest. You have to help that happen, but allow it to happen in a more holistic, very healthy, very balanced way. So with the Six of Wands here is also indicating that after some struggle, there will be success. Okay? That this fiery energy, which is kind of the basis of the reading today, this fiery energy is struggling to manifest, right? That's kind of where we started. And now we see that it is going to manifest. That devil energy will be successful in its expression, but it's going to be successful in a very healthy, holistic, safe, stable, secure, very balanced, very beautiful way. So this is a wonderful confirmation. We're going to take a little bit of a look in the extended. If you want to stick around, you can become a member to the channel. The links are in the description box. This was your weekly tarot reading for December 11th through 17th. And I'll see you again.